I'm Lynette White-Colin, the Vice President of Small Business Growth for the New Orleans Business Alliance. And today we're here with Mayor Cantrell, with other partners, our Community Development Financial Institution partners, Lift Fund, True Fund, and New Corp. So we're very excited today to announce the InvestNOLA COVID Relief Loan Fund for small businesses in New Orleans. The loan fund is specifically targeted to meet the capital needs of small businesses located in the city. Mayor Cantrell and the City of New Orleans have committed a generous $2 million investment to support our small business community. In addition to the city's $2 million investment, each of the 3 financial institutions contributed $400,000 toward the loan fund. So businesses will be able to borrow up to $50,000 with 6 months of deferred payments at the beginning of the loan. The final 10% of the loan balance may be forgiven at the end of the loan term. So we've been aware that there are still many small businesses that were unable to access the federal loan assistance programs. The complex design, the numerous changes during the PPP loan program made it very difficult for many micro and small businesses to take advantage of those loans. So many of these businesses have needs beyond payroll, which didn't fit the guidelines of the Payroll Protection Program. So this InvestNOLA COVID Relief Loan Fund will address those gaps and capital resources that will be available to help ensure the survival of New Orleans area businesses. So we thank Mayor Cantrell, the City of New Orleans, and our financial partners, Lift Fund, New Corp, and True Fund, for their partnership and commitment to supporting our small businesses when they need it most. So now I'd like to introduce the interim president and CEO of the New Orleans Business Alliance, Mr. Norman E. Barnum IV.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending the press conference today. The New Orleans Business Alliance is so proud to partner with the City of New Orleans, our Mayor LaToya Cantrell, and the CDFI Consortium, True Fund, New Fund, and Lift Fund. I want to thank our partners for their generous contributions to the InvestNOLA COVID Relief Fund. I also want to take this opportunity to acknowledge NOLABA's VP, Small Business Ecosystem Development, Lynette White-Colin. Her work has been tireless in this initiative to bring forward the type of business growth for our small businesses for them to succeed. The InvestNOLA COVID Relief Fund will not only help these businesses keep their doors open, but also help them move forward into 2022 and beyond, to have those businesses have the ability to create jobs and create economic wealth for themselves and our community. And now, I am so happy to bring up our mayor, along with her team, the Office of Economic Development, that has always worked alongside the NOLABA to create economic growth for our city. With that, please, let me welcome Mayor LaToya Cantrell.
Good morning, and thank you so much, Norman, for your leadership, stepping in at the right time to continue to ensure that the New Orleans Business Alliance, we don't miss a step. We keep on going. I appreciate you. Lynette, thank you so much for your leadership as well, always focusing on the ones who truly matter the most in driving our economy, and that is our small businesses. Thank you so much to our partners who are here, whether that is absolutely from Gallo, of course, JP Morgan Chase. We have Jared Woods, who is our regional VP of lending for Lift Fund. Thank you so much. New Corp, Peter, listen, New Corp, we couldn't be here truly if it were not for the consistency, the intentionality that New Corp has always brought. And look, I'm thinking about Ms. Vaughn too, because you look, but the top shapes it, you know, and ensuring that leadership is a part of the entire team is something that has been unwavering when we talk about New Corp. And True Fund, the same. Thank you so very much for understanding that our ability to meet our businesses where they are is the only way that we can ensure a real recovery, but a true recovery in bringing all of our people along, and it's rooted and grounded in our small businesses. The city of New Orleans has again been intentional about our approach throughout this pandemic. Who knew? We're facing now 18 months in it, but one of the things about it is that we will continue to gauge the needs of our people and focus on the gaps that exist in order to not get them over the hump, but see them through a full recovery. So we're not just being tunnel vision with focusing on 2021, which we know the needs are right here. And this is what we're talking about. But we're also speaking to, as Norman mentioned, how we're going to be watching and supporting them through 2022, through 2023, moving into 24, even 25, as the city of New Orleans is looking at not carrying a structural deficit. It's exactly where our heart is when we're talking about our small businesses. So from whether focusing on outdoor dining and creating that parklet program, it mattered. The music venue relief fund, again, meeting our cultural barriers where they are so they can continue to do what they do in our city but around the world. Also, access to capital is again what we're talking about this morning. But you cannot do it alone. So while the city of New Orleans has put forward $2 million, in addition to what we've done in the past, we're going to continue to do what's necessary to get our people where they need to be. Small businesses fund the majority of the residents in the city of New Orleans. They make up the majority in terms of our African American community. They are the majority. And when we also think about giving folks a fair shake and a chance in our city, it's rooted and grounded in our small business community. So I thank all of our partners here. I want you to know that I am more committed now than I've ever been before, because we demonstrate that we're focused on where the needs are, but not just in talk, but rooted in action. And that's what is required of us, so that we can make sure that as resources and opportunities come our way, that we're able to tap into them, direct those funds where they need to be. And right now, it's within our small businesses and at the very micro level, because the way is in our front, but it's only going to be rooted and grounded in the small businesses that we support, and all of them matter. So thank you again for your partnership, your leadership, and I'm excited.
Thank you, Mayor Cantrell. We're excited too, very excited. And now we'll hear from Courtney Stuckwish-Wong. Courtney is the Special Projects Manager in the city's Office of Economic Development, of which we do a lion's share of our work with in partnership with the Economic Development Division. Following Courtney will be Jacqueline Gallo, the Vice President and Area Manager of Business Banking in Louisiana for J.P. Morgan Chase. And I have to thank the J.P. Morgan Chase Foundation. They've made substantial investments in the InvestNOLA programming and small business work that we've done at NOLABA, as well as in the 3 financial institutions represented here today. So, Courtney?
Good morning. In her direction to city departments, I've heard the mayor say again and again how important it is for us to meet people where they are. And I truly believe that the InvestNOLA COVID Relief Fund meets our small businesses where they are. The Office of Economic Development has been working with our partners tirelessly since the beginning of the pandemic. However, we know that many businesses that we tried to connect to resources didn't get a PPP loan from the federal government, or they didn't get a Main Street Recovery Grant from the state. And so this InvestNOLA COVID Relief Fund really fills that important gap to provide access to capital so our businesses can grow. And it focuses especially on micro businesses and businesses owned by people of color. One silver lining of the pandemic has been that we're working more closely than ever with our partners, and this is such a great example of that collaboration. So we've been working with the New Orleans Business Alliance, with our nonprofit financial institutions, and leveraging the city's $2 million investment to support business owners into the long tail of COVID recovery. So we're excited to launch this fund today, especially as the last few weeks have shown us that the pandemic is not over. And we remain committed to supporting our small businesses today and tomorrow and beyond. Thank you.
Good morning. We know that the COVID-19 pandemic has hit small businesses very, very hard, and we've seen minority business owners disproportionately impacted. Nationwide, more than 400,000 Black-owned businesses shuttered in 2020, and New Orleans was not spared from that tragic reality. Although some businesses are moving towards recovery, we recognize that they cannot go it alone. And without the support of everyone in our community, including the business community and including our bank, recovery for many minority business owners will be uneven, it will be slow, and it will leave too many behind. Last year, JPMorgan Chase provided $500,000 in the InvestNOLA CDFI consortium to build the infrastructure needed to deploy much-needed capital to minority business owners in New Orleans. Working capital is the lifeblood of every company, allowing them to stay open, fund day-to-day operations, and invest in their future. Research from the JPMorgan Chase Institute suggests that Black-owned businesses today hold significantly less cash than white-owned organizations. So this effort we celebrate today is vital for the health and success of our entire community. Today, we are proud to stand in partnership with the City of New Orleans, the New Orleans Business Alliance, and our partner CDFIs as this fund officially launches. It's critical we support our local small businesses in this time of crisis, coming together to elevate minority business owners as they navigate the pandemic. We can help level the playing field, and we can bring stability, prosperity, and equity to New Orleans. Thank you.
Now I'd like to invite our CDFI partners. We'll start with Jared Woods, who is the Regional VP of Lending for Lift Fund. After Jared will be Peter Brooks, who is the Loan Fund Manager of New Corp. And then finally, Ms. Kim Carter-Evans, who is the Vice President and Managing Director of True Fund Financial.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you for having us here. Thank you, Mayor Cantrell. Thank you to our partners at Chase, our partners at New Orleans Business Alliance, and of course our partners at the CDFI's True Fund and Nucor. We at Lift Fund are extremely happy and proud to be a part of this collaboration. Prior to this collaboration, we each, CDFI, kind of worked all in our individual lending worlds. We've of course worked with the partners here on stage, but never before were we afforded the opportunity to work as closely and collaboratively as we are now. Never before were we offered the opportunity to share a platform, to share our best practices, and to share our challenges and successes. So this is a really tremendous opportunity for us all to do something unique and to do something that has a really positive impact on the small businesses here in New Orleans, something that we know is definitely needed. So again, I thank our partners, I thank you, Mayor Cantrell, and I thank the City of New Orleans. We are looking forward to doing some good work here with this program. Thank you, guys.
Good morning, everybody. I'll just start off by saying that COVID is similar to a war, and we have been led through this battle by a very, very strong mayor, Mayor Cantrell. Thank you so much for your steadfast leadership, your commitment to this city, and getting us through this. And thank you for gathering us today to provide one more arsenal in the toolkit to fight in this battle. I also want to thank the NOLA BA to convening the three CDFIs to come together and put our resources together to support small and underserved businesses in our community. And of course, I can't go without thanking Chase Foundation. Thank you so much for your support and your resources that you provided us, not only with this initiative, but with other initiatives in the city. New Corp has been a leader in the city of providing innovative and supportive services to small businesses since 1995. We are very, very proud, very, very committed to be a part of this community, and we look forward to continuing our work as it relates to this initiative with True Fund and Live Fund. So we thank you for having us today, and we look forward to making an impact in the city.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of our President and CEO, Mr. James H. Basin, I'm Kim Carter-Evans, Vice President and Managing Director for True Fund Southeast Region. I bring you greetings. Thank you. We've heard it, but we cannot go without thanking you, Mayor Cantrell, for your extensive and outstanding leadership. Thank you to NOLABA's leadership in the convening of this consortium. Lynette, you have been a wonder. We could not have done it without you. To JP Morgan Chase Foundation, you have supported True Fund for a number of years, not only in Louisiana, but across our footprint. So we thank you for your continued support and for your partnership. Thank you to my CDFI partners. As Jared stated, this is a collaboration like none other. We have an opportunity to show the world how it's done. So I stand with my mayor and say, all right, I'm excited, let's get started. And let's show them that New Orleans sets the standard in how organizations can join together to serve the most underserved and disinvested communities. True Fund has been serving the state of Louisiana, and in particular New Orleans, since 2005, and we have since dispersed over $30 million in small business lending across the state of Louisiana. And most recently, we have dispersed $3.8 million in PPP lending, again to the most disinvested and the most needy of all small businesses that happen to be in our very communities. As we embark on this journey and this collaborative, it is yet another opportunity for us to put our money where our mouths are and really get out and in the trenches as this COVID-19 pandemic continues to just reel and exasperate small businesses across our city and across our state. As Mayor Cantrell spoke, this goes beyond another response effort. This is really about taking businesses to full recovery and then on to full restoration. So we look forward to joining this collaborative, to joining the city, our collaborative partners, and getting to work. Let's go have some true impact.
Thank you, Kim, and all of our financial institution partners. And again, we are so appreciative to the mayor and the city of New Orleans for her leadership, for this investment in small businesses that will make a huge impact, to our CEO of the Business Alliance, Mr. Norman Barnum, our partners who support this work, the City Economic Development, certainly JP Morgan Chase. So this will conclude our program today, but we invite everyone who's watching virtually to stay tuned. We'll have a very brief recess, and then we'll have a virtual information session that will give many more details about the loan fund and how you can apply. So thank you all for attending.
Thank you.
Lynette White-Colin, the Vice President for Small Business Growth at the New Orleans Business Alliance. The Business Alliance is a public-private partnership with the City of New Orleans. And as part of the small business programming, we administer a program branded InvestNOLA. It's a program that supports the needs of high-growth businesses owned by people of color, which we've had a gap in our ecosystem for that demographic. So the resources that we provide have included advanced level executive management education in partnership with 2 local universities. We work with a number of private and public sector companies to create opportunities for businesses of color. And then finally, we have assembled 3 of our local community development financial institutions, or CDFIs, to provide capital for the businesses that we serve. The program is funded by the J.P. Morgan Chase Foundation, the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, the Cerdna Foundation, as well as other investors. It's actually a part of a national growth accelerator program for entrepreneurs of color, sponsored by J.P. Morgan Chase, that's called Ascend, that operates in 14 cities. And New Orleans is one of those cities, as well as 2 cities in France and England. So the final most important piece of InvestNOLA is our CDFI consortium, because we know how important capital is to our businesses here. And so we want to thank the city first and foremost for providing an investment for us to provide a loan fund that we will be telling you a little bit about later in this webinar. But before we get to that, I wanted to make sure that you hear from these CDFIs, so you know that the great work that's being done on the ground in New Orleans by these practitioners. So first and foremost, when the pandemic started, Peter Brooks from New Corp talked about how we would really have a need for businesses, especially those that are in disinvested neighborhoods, to be served. And so he put together a proposal to propose, what we are actually launching today. So Peter, can you tell us a little bit about, why there was such a need for a loan fund like this? And then secondly, give us some information about what you guys are doing at Newport.
Well, thanks so much, Lynette. And also thanks to the City of New Orleans and NOLABA for inviting CDFIs such as New Corp, True Fund, and Lift Fund to the table to provide an alternative to the PPP program. If you all recall, back in March and April of last year, during the height of the pandemic, Congress acted really fast, and they approved 2 rounds of PPP funding, totaling about $650 billion of funding for small businesses to support basically the need to keep people working. It was the payroll protection program. So it had a very limited scope, but also more importantly, it had a very, very short timeline for application processing. The program was open on April 3rd and it closed on April 17 because the funds were fully used. The second round was a little slower and also had some allocations for small businesses and people of color, but still many of our small business people were left out. And because of the rigidness of the application process and the speed of the application process, most of our small businesses were left unprepared and unserved. So what we determined was that there was a need. There was a need for an alternative package, an alternative funding, and also need to support small businesses in the application process. So we created the Essential Needs Fund to support very small businesses and also open up the opportunities for how you use the funds. So we're very, very happy that we have an opportunity to offer that program to our small business clients today.
Awesome.
Now, New Corp.
Oh, go ahead.
Yes, no problem. New Corp is a New Orleans-based CDFI founded in 1995. We were founded as a technical assistance provider And we became a CDFI in 2001, providing microloans through the SBA program as well as TANF to very small businesses. As a result of Hurricane Katrina in 2005, our portfolio and our needs grew as a part of our disaster lending. But at the same time, we put our arms around small businesses and small contractors to make certain that our small business community took advantage of the opportunities to recover and rebuild New Orleans after the storm. So lending is a major part of what we do. Technical assistance is a major part of what we do, but we also provide community development services as well in affordable housing. So we welcome you to come and take a look at what we offer. You can visit us at newcorpinc.com.
Awesome. And then Live Fund is another CDFI here, and Live Fund did its share. I know Jared Woods is the representative for New Corp, and they did their share of PPP loans, even though we know there still were a lot of people left out. So Jared, can you talk a little bit about, how you service people and made sure that people were able to access the federal PPP loans, and then give us a little information about other programs that Live Fund is doing?
Sure. So again, I'm Jared Woods, Regional VP of Lending for Live Fund. In terms of PPP, well, first of all, Live Fund is a non-for-profit organization, CDFI. Our mission is to provide credit and financial services to underserved businesses and communities within our footprint. We accomplish this mission through a suite of loan products that include SBA 7A and SBA microloans. In addition to these loans, our organization provides technical assistance to businesses to better help them understand their business and to better understand how to access capital. And I'm extremely grateful to you, Lynette, and to the city of New Orleans that this work with Live Fund has allowed me to be a part of this group. But in terms of the PPP loan, I don't think the PPP era in my life will ever be forgotten. This program is one of the most beneficial programs for small businesses that the government has ever designed. Even with that being said, I think in the onset of the PPP program, there was a lot of misinformation and a lot of misunderstanding being spread about the program. And there are some very unclear aspects. And I think that made a lot of people apprehensive. So needless to say, we spent a lot of time during the PPP rollout teaching folks about PPP, teaching folks about the forgiveness. And we also spent a lot of time learning about these things ourselves. Looking back, we were able to provide $4.3 million in the entire 13-state footprint. In Louisiana specifically, we were able to provide 103 PPP loans during this time in the GNO area specifically. We spent countless hours helping business owners collect and submit documents to get them ready for the PPP loan, and forgiveness, of course, being imminent and probably the most significant attribute of this product. We hosted several webinars and spoke with hundreds of business owners directly just to get them ready for both phases of PPP. It was a lot of hard work, but it gave business owners a shot in the arm that I think that they needed. And even though we consider our PPP efforts to be a success, we do realize that there were a lot of folks that were left out of PPP for a variety of reasons. So it's imperative that business owners are aware of the resources that are available to them to help them, not just with this, not just with the PPP loan, but this collaboration in itself is designed to provide us as resource providers with more ability to provide resources, a louder voice, and a more unified voice in the community, so that they know that there's help out there and that we can do more together.
Awesome. Thank you, Jared. And Kim Evans is here from True Fund Financial, and True Fund has been responding to disasters. They have a much bigger footprint because of the disasters that they served. And coming to New Orleans after Katrina, they have been a critical piece of providing finance for our small businesses. So Kim, can you talk a little bit about what you guys have done here in New Orleans and how you've expanded to other communities to serve the needs of people recovering from disasters?
Yes, thank you, Lynette, and thank you so much for having TrueFund be a part of this most important collaborative. And I also thank Mayor Cantrell for making the investment and affording us the opportunity to once again serve the small businesses of Louisiana, and in particular, those small businesses of New Orleans. TrueFund is a CDFI, and we were birthed out of disaster in New York post 9/11. We entered the state of Louisiana post Hurricane Katrina as an effort to serve small businesses in their recovery efforts after, that, which is one of the most noted hurricanes in our Louisiana history. And as we often say, it's not when, or it's not if there's going to be a disaster, it's when, especially when you're along the Gulf Coast as Louisiana is. So we always stand ready to serve our small businesses. We've been thought partners in the disaster recovery space, one of the most noted and go-to CDFIs in this disaster recovery space, developing products and programs to really support entrepreneurs from getting prepared for that next impending disaster to actual recovery and full restoration, as well as immediate response. As it relates to the COVID-19, which is a national pandemic, TrueFund has been very instrumental across our footprint, serving 6 states, delivering PPP loans to the most disinvested communities, having lent just over $50 million across our footprint. And in particular in Louisiana, we were able to disperse 181 loans for a total of $3.6 million across the state of Louisiana. And so while we have a focus in our headquarters in Louisiana is in New Orleans, we do have the ability to serve both central and northern Louisiana, as well as the southeast region, to include our capital city of Baton Rouge. As I spoke about the various programs that we work with small business owners in getting you prepared for that next disaster, TrueFund has developed a signature program called our Renew Recovery and Resiliency. We assess small businesses to determine if, in fact, you are ready to recover, or if you are a resilient business and have the ability to recover. Some of the things that we look at are, are there the proper insurances in place? Do you have the wherewithal to manage your human resources post a disaster? And is there adequate capital for you to really support your small business if there is, in fact, an interruption? You have the ability to tap into those programs, and they're at no cost to the small business owner. So we absolutely encourage you to tap in, but we are looking and really just elated to be able to serve with this InvestNOLA program. As all of my colleagues have stated, while we were able to lend those dollars in PPP, there was just such a great need, and COVID-19 exacerbated the need in the low to moderate income in those disinvested communities. So we're looking forward to having yet another tool in our toolkit to serve small businesses of New Orleans.
Awesome. Thank you, Kim. So we are assembled here to launch the COVID relief InvestNOLA loan fund. And as you just heard from Mayor Cantrell, you've heard the urgent need for financial assistance for our small businesses. The mayor is fully committed to make sure that there are resources and capital available to make sure that our businesses in New Orleans are able to not just survive through the pandemic, but to thrive beyond the pandemic. So we'll get to the basics of the loan fund now. So first, you just met the participating lenders, Lift Fund, New Corp, and TrueFund Financial. So when can businesses apply? The application portal goes live on Monday, August 16th at 12 noon. The website to access the application is investnolarelieffund.org. Now, who is eligible for the program? Small business owners and sole proprietors, businesses that are located in Orleans Parish. That is a mandatory component. You must be located in Orleans Parish. The businesses must have been in operation as of February 15th of 2020 with annual receipts of no more than $500,000 and with fewer than 10 or fewer employees. You can borrow as little as $10,000 and as much as $50,000. The loan amount will be determined in the underwriting process and then based on the need of the business and the business's capacity for repayment. So the terms, you have a maximum loan term of up to 66 months. And again, that term is determined in the underwriting process. There is a fixed 6% interest rate. The first payment will be due 6 months after the loan is dispersed, right? So we will actually be deferring the first 6 months of payment so that we can allow you to utilize the money in a way that will help you to get, your business up and going, and begin to take on revenue before you're burdened with having to begin paying back the loan. And then the final 10% of the principal loan balance may be forgiven at the end of the loan. And I'll put the caveat in there that we intend to do that as long as the loan has been paid as agreed, up to the end of the term. So we are going to focus on several priority areas. So geographically, we are focused on some of the more disinvested commercial corridors, and those would include the 7th Ward, Algiers, businesses located along Bayou Road, businesses in East New Orleans, businesses throughout the footprint of the Hard Rock collapse, and along the North Claiborne Avenue corridor. And I want to stress that we will also give priority to businesses that have not received any federal assistance from PPP loans or EIDL loans or any of the grants that were available from the federal government or the state. So we also received some questions in with registration. So I wanted to address some of those. Many of them were a lot of the same questions. So we've kind of grouped them together. And I'm going to ask the panel to answer some of those questions that we received. So one of the first questions, Peter, if you can address, what can the funding be used for?
Well, I mean, this is an alternative to PPP. So basically, what we've determined is that you decide what your essential needs are. It could be payroll, it could be rent, it could be insurance, technology, subscriptions, insurance. It could be a number of different things. Whatever it takes to operate your business, that is what we are asking you to apply for. And only you know what it would take to operate your business. So this application process is designed to be very, very flexible.
Great. And then another question that several people asked, so how long will it take to get your application approved? Jared, can you speak to that?
Yeah, sure, no problem. Our aim is and our goal is to have loans processed within 3 to 5 weeks of the receipt of all the required documentation. Our applicants will be accepted and processed on a first come, first served basis. So get your application in.
Great. And Kim, can you tell everybody what kinds of documentation we'll be looking for to process the loans?
Sure. So while this is not an exhaustive list, you will first need your completed application, which you can find on the NOLABA InvestNOLA website, in particular to this particular loan product. You'll also need 3 years of your business and personal tax returns so that we can verify the income of your business, as well as your financial statements, so your balance sheets, your P&Ls, your profit and loss statements. Articles of incorporation. Those are the documentation that comes from the Secretary of State's office to verify that you are in fact a viable business. Also your occupational license that you receive from the city to determine that you are a City of New Orleans and Orleans Parish business. We'll also be requesting resumes on all of the owners of the business structure, any additional industry license, so anything that can help substantiate who your business is and the work that you do, such as an 8A certification or any DBE certifications, and then also a photo identification. Now, one thing that I do want to mention is if you did not have this exhaustive list, don't let that prohibit you from going ahead and applying. Please go to the portal, apply for the loan, upload as much as you can, and one of our partners will contact you and work with you to get those additional documents in place, or one of our business advisement or technical assistance partners.
Great, great. So that brings the next question of, will there be assistance for people to help people to get their applications submitted? Jared?
Yes, Lynette, there will be assistance. Applicants will and can receive assistance from each of the CDFI lenders on this call. And we also have a group of local small business assistance providers that we're also working with to assist with this program. A list of those providers will be displayed on the website at www.nolaba.org/investnola loans. Again, that website is www.nolaba.org/investnola loans.
Great. And will borrowers be penalized if they should pay the loans off before the end of the term, Peter?
No, there are no prepayment penalties. In fact, we encourage businesses to prepay. That way, we're able to help other small businesses.
Okay. And Peter, how many loans will we be able to make?
Well, mathematically, it's estimated between 60 to 80 applicants could be funded. However, that depends on the amount of the loans that we serve, and it depends on the timeline. However, just also know that the success of this program may also allow us to receive funding, second round and third round funding for other loans as well. So please apply, and get your applications in and let us serve you. But again, this first round, probably between 60 to 80 loans will be served.
So that was all the questions that we received. And if there are any additional questions that anyone has, feel free to email your questions to us at investnolaloans@nolaba.org. And again, remember the applications go live on Monday, August 16th at 12 noon. You can access the application at nolaba.org. We will also make the recording of this session available on our website. So for anyone who was not able to attend today, or you need to go back and hear more details, please feel free to visit our website, and we'll have this recording available. But thank you for attending today, and we look forward to accepting your applications.